Everyone, welcome to another episode of Learn with Lily Jack. Today we are going to talk about cushions and how to value engineer your cushion selection to be able to get the most benefit and the best pricing. So let's get to it. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Learn with Lily Jack. Today we'll talk about seat and back cushions and value engineering in reference to that. So today I'm starting with the kind of the high end for a luxury suite. This is called a spring down cushion. And as you can see in the photograph, in the center of the cushion, there is a spring unit. This is something that we purchased from our spring suppliers, and it comes already encased in the material here. So each coil is protected, and then that is placed into the center of the cushion. So you can see the foam around it. Just a little tidbit of information, that foam is a residential foam. Whenever you see white foam, if you're in the US and you're reviewing product, if you see white foam, that's a residential foam. You're going to see subsequent foam that we call HR or high resiliency. And this can also be done with HR foam. And we would recommend that for public areas, for suites, and for some guest rooms. So that is what's encasing the springs there. And then you have the envelope that surrounds it. And in this case, this may be a down feather. It may be Trillium. It may be Optima, which from our last episode, you've learned about that a little bit. So again, there are all levels. I would say that a white goose down with HR foam, which is the yellow foam, and the spring core here, that is probably your most expensive seat cushion you will find on the very, very high end. So that's kind of where we start. And then from there, we will go to the next cushion, which would be the foam core with the channel envelope. So that's what you see here. This is a seat cushion, and that is the HR foam that I spoke about, high resiliency foam, which is really recommended for all hospitality use, at least in public areas and in suites. We do this mostly in the guest rooms. If it's a very budget-driven project, you can specify the what they call 18 by 18 or 1818 foam, 1825 foam, which is the white foam. It just does not have the longevity or the durability that the HR foam does. So again, this is the foam core with the channel envelope. And in this case, like I said, it could be either a down feather combo. Again, the higher the feather content, the least expensive it may be. And then also it could have the Optima in it or the Trillium. So the least expensive in this scenario would be Optima in the channeling, and then the white residential foam. But that's kind of the span of that cushion. Again, we will note all of the degrees of cost below after the episode, so you will have that for reference. The next cushion that I want to refer to is, this is pretty much the standard in the industry, at least what we find in a lot of the products, is a foam core with a Dacron wrap. In this case, you see here, this is a double Dacron wrap. You can tell by the line of adhesion here. This is 2 sheets of Dacron that's wrapped around the cushion. It shows you the yellow foam or the HR foam, high resiliency foam for contract use. And we, a lot of times, will actually wrap our Dacron or take an additional sheet or 2 of Dacron and cover the foam so that you get a little bit of crown all the way around the cushion. This was a good shot just because you guys can see kind of how this is put together. This is pretty standard. Again, a lot of companies out there are providing the white foam, which is the least expensive option, has more longevity, and it will stand up quite a bit longer than the white foam. So here we are with probably the least expensive option. If you're really value engineering your project and you need to get those price points down, this is where we look at the 1818 or 1825 foam. This is the residential foam, and this is one sheet of Dacron that's wrapped all the way around. So this is going to have the least amount of cost in the materials on both the foam and the Dacron. So we don't really go any lower than this. LilyJack very rarely uses this type of foam, but it can be done. It just is something that maybe we know is going to be a shorter lifespan. We know that maybe they're going to renovate in maybe 3 to 5 years and not hold on to the property for the renovation until 7 or 10. So this is just something that, again, not really recommended for hospitality use, but it can be done in a very cost cautious project. So that is something that can be used in that situation. So back cushions are a little bit different in the sense that you're not going to use what we showed you originally as far as the spring down cushion. You're never going to use that. We typically will use a foam core with the channel wrap for a back cushion, but we'll reduce this foam by a lot. We might use a 1 to 2 inch piece of foam there, and we are going to use that softer white foam because the HR becomes a little bit more dense. It's a little bit firmer, and it's hard to get a comfortable sit with that on a back cushion. So we'll take the white foam and we'll do that in a envelope like this one. Or if it's a very structured pillow, we can do the same thing. We can do a white foam and we can wrap it in Dacron. Or sometimes if it's more of a knife edge or a throw pillow look and you don't really want the structure, we can do it without the foam. So it can just be, more of a throw pillow type. We do find that having a small foam core, though, in the back cushion will definitely help keep its shape. There's a little bit more cost involved, and it's a little bit more expensive with the channels, but the other option is just to do it without the channels and just to do it with the Dacron wrap. So I hope that helped. I hope that gave you some more information, and we are going to note everything below. And please comment, let us know if that was helpful, and if you'd like any additional episodes based on things that you'd like to know. We're here to help, and we look forward to seeing you again. Everybody stay safe and healthy, and take care.